Hello everyone, we've got a static equilibrium question here. So it says a ladder AB of mass m and of length 6a. The end A of the ladder is on rough horizontal ground. The ladder rests against a smooth horizontal rail at the point C. The point C has a vertical height of 4a above the ground. Oh, that's a little bit different. The vertical plane containing AB is perpendicular to the rail. The ladder is inclined to the horizontal at the angle of alpha, where sine alpha equals 4/5 as shown. The coefficient of friction between the ladder and the ground is mu. The ladder rests in limiting equilibrium. The ladder is modelled as a uniform rod. Using the model, show that the magnitude of the force exerted on the ladder by the rail at C is 9 mg/25, and hence otherwise find mu. Okay, well, so first of all, let's get our sketch going. One of the most important things to have in mechanics is a good drawing. Okay, so let's have a look at this one. So there we go. So there's they're calling it a rail this time. Now, the first thing to notice is that because the rail is smooth, the normal reaction is perpendicular. Okay, so the normal reaction is perpendicular to the ladder. We've got a normal reaction down here, which we're going to call R. It's in limiting equilibrium, which means that if it was going to be going anywhere, it would be sliding off the rail, especially as the rail is smooth. So that means that friction is going to the right. It's a uniform rod, uniform ladder. So therefore the weight is acting straight down, okay, which means that we've got an angle here of alpha. And there is our little diagram like that. And then here is our angle alpha as well there. Okay, I think that's pretty much it in terms of the forces that we're experiencing. So we know that the whole ladder is 6a long. And what else do we know? We know that that distance there is going to be 3a because it's a uniform ladder. That's the point A, that's the point C, that's the point B. And that height there is 4a. Okay, so there's our sketch. Now, so first thing is how we're going to find this reaction force here. So what the first thing is we've got to do for 3 marks. And in order to do that, we need to take moments. And when you're considering where should you take moments about, you need to think about where is it going to eliminate the most forces. And in this case, if we take moments about A, so we're going to take moments about A, we're going to eliminate R and we're going to eliminate F. And the only force, I haven't written down, that is mg there. The ladder has mass m. Yeah, the only unknown force that we're going to have is going to be this reaction up here, which I'm going to call it actually N for normal reaction there. Okay, let's take moments about A then. So we've got that our clockwise moments equals our anti-clockwise moments. And the sum of our clockwise, let's get a sketch going actually in order to work out what's going on here. So we're told that sine alpha, and sine is opposite over hypotenuse. So it's just another way of saying that we've basically got a Pythagorean triple. Opposite over hypotenuse is 4/5, therefore this side must be 3. So taking moments about A, we have got our clockwise turning moment is going to be mg times by cos alpha times by 3a. Okay, so that's our clockwise turning moment. Our anti-clockwise turning moment, this normal reaction up here is acting at 90 degrees. So that is going to be n times by the distance that is. Now, that is interesting because would appear in the question that they've not given us that distance. I wondered why they'd given us this 4a here. So we need to know the distance, AC. Okay, so we've got to try and work out AC. Little side note then, let's calculate AC. Well, we know that is 4a, and we've got this angle here. So let's kind of like draw a little triangle here that represents the situation. So that is our 4a, that's 90 degrees, and this is our angle alpha here. So what can we say? So we can say that tan alpha, let's say that sine alpha is going to equal, and let's just call that, I'm going to call that AC. Sine alpha is going to equal opposite over hypotenuse, is going to equal 4a over AC. Okay, so therefore we can say that AC is equal to 4a over sine alpha. And we know that sine alpha is going to be, sine alpha is 4/5, okay? So we can basically put that in a moment. So we can insert that result up there, that question mark that was AC. We now know that that is 4a over sine alpha. So we have n times 4a over sine alpha times by 3a times by cos alpha times by mg. Okay, so now that's so far so good, everyone. It's now time to start subbing in some stuff. So what have we got? We have got mg cos alpha is going to be adjacent over hypotenuse. So that's going to be 3/5 times by 3a is going to equal n, the normal reaction, times by 4a divided by sine alpha, and we know that sine alpha is 4/5, so divided by 4/5, like so. Okay, let's tidy this up a little bit. We can cancel out an a from both sides, like so. We can, what else can we do? Dividing by 4 over 5 is the same as timesing by 5 over 4, so we can say that that is 5 times by 4 times by n over 4, because dividing by 4 over 5 is the same as timesing by 5 over 4, okay, which means that that's going to cancel, so that means that that is 5n. So now we have mg is equal to 9, mg times by 9 all over 5, so it's looking really good. We've got at the moment 9mg over 5 is equal to 5n. So now we just divide both sides by 5 and we have that n, the normal reaction, is equal to 9mg over 25 as required. Okay, that's perfect. So that's part A done for 3 marks. That was interesting. Just a little twist there that was a little bit unusual was just the fact that they hadn't given us the distance AC. So that was a unique feature of this particular question. Next, hence or otherwise, find the value of mu. 7 marks. Okay, wow. So let's resolve vertically and resolve horizontally, because like pretty much that's all we do in these questions. Take moments and resolve vertically and resolve horizontally. So now let's have a look. Should just draw some things actually on my sketch to represent if we're going to resolve vertically and resolve horizontally. So here I'll draw that going straight up and that like that. Okay, now let's think about this. So actually that angle there is going to be alpha. Now how is that alpha there up there? Well, if you imagine that this was coming down here and that was carrying on like that, can you see that this angle is exactly the same as this angle? Because that's straight down, okay, and that is perpendicular to the rod. So these angles here are corresponding. So there would be an angle there at alpha, and then this angle over here is vertically opposite, okay? So the angle that I've drawn on there is alpha, and that's going to really help us when we're resolving vertically and horizontally. So first of all then, shall we resolve horizontally? Let's resolve horizontally, I think. So this is part B, resolving horizontally first of all. Okay, what have we got? We have got F there. So we have friction is equal to, really it's just going to equal the component here is going to equal N times by, and that's going to be sine alpha. N times sine alpha. Okay, so our frictional force F is going to equal N, which we know, don't we? We've shown it to be 9 mg over 25. Okay, times by sine alpha, which the question tells us is 4/5. Okay, that's fine. So therefore F is equal to 36 mg over 125. Okay, that's really useful. So let's park that result for now. So now what else have we got? Well, the only other option we've got is to resolve vertically now. So let's resolve vertically and see what happens there. So that's what's come from resolving horizontally. Resolving vertically, we have our normal reaction R at the ground acting up, and we have R plus n cos alpha, because they're the two forces that are acting up, and that's just going to equal mg, the weight of the ladder going down. Okay, so R is going to equal n, which we know to be 9mg/25, times by cos alpha, which we know to be 3/5, times by 3/5 is going to equal mg, like so. So yeah, that's not an equals, that's a plus there. Okay, all right, so that's good. So therefore we can find an expression for R now. So R is going to equal mg minus this whole thing here, which is going to be 3 times 9, going to be minus 27 mg/125, like so. So there we go. So that's, let's see what happens when we do that. So if we do 1 minus 27/125, we get 98/125. So R is equal to 98 mg/125. Okay, well, we've pretty much got this cracked now. I mean, this is a really nice, how many marks was this? 7 marks. 7 marks. This is a real gift of a 7 marks, I think. I mean, let's hope. I'm thinking now we can basically say that F is equal to mu R, because we're in limiting equilibrium. So we can put these in. So we have 36 mg/125 is going to equal mu times by R, which is 98 mg/125. So the 125s can go, the m's can go, the g's can go, leaving us with 36/98 is equal to mu, which hopefully is going to simplify into something very nice. 36 divided by 98 is 18/49. So therefore mu is equal to 18/49, which I believe is our correct final answer. Yeah, it's one of those mark schemes that doesn't make it at all clear, but yeah, 18/49 is the correct answer. That's perfect. Okay, I hope you found that helpful. Remember, if you're finding these videos useful, if you could subscribe to the channel, that's going to be great. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.